What about it's your boy JR Reviews or Joshua Reviews Incorporated back with another video. Welcome to my company. Here to bring you another review. Now, I haven't done one of these in a while, so I know it's long overdue, but I'm bringing you back with another musical review. Today's musical I'm going to review is, drumroll please, Six. Six was released in 2018. The album was also released in 2018. It is a British musical. Yes, I'm going to say it's a British musical. And it's all about King Henry VIII, and mainly not King Henry VIII. It's about King Henry VIII's 6 wives, and their lives up to, basically, and from their perspective with King Henry VIII, who we all, if you don't know, was one of the most notorious kings in all of England for one of the 3 reasons. One is he led basically to cause the breakaway from the Catholic Church, the Catholic Church from the Vatican, because he couldn't get the divorce he wanted from his wife, supposedly, who was Catherine of Aragon, the daughter of Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain. And also, he just didn't like, I guess, the rules of Catholics and stuff, and they were all dated and shit, and they were stupid in his eyes. So he's just like, no, fuck it, I'm gonna make my own church, and I'm gonna break away from you, and I'm gonna make me the supreme leader of this church, so I can do whatever the fuck I want, So he can grant himself divorces, he can do whatever he really wants. So of his 6 wives, 1 he divorced 2. That's Catherine and Anna of Cleves, which is from Germany. He beheaded 2, Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard. Fun fact is they're both related. They were related to each other by they were cousins, Catherine Howard and Anne Boleyn. So it's kind of weird. The reason both 2 were beheaded, Anne, I forgot what she did wrong. I believe she was claimed to be a witch and some other shit, and I don't know, there's some other shit, but she also was flirting with other guys and got her killed. And Anne and Catherine was basically and I hate to say this, was a slut and flirted with other guys, and supposedly had sex with other people and had sex with her brother and which considered incest, and that was a big no. And I ended up here being executed, both by beheading, actually. Originally, Catherine's was supposed to be by burning at the stake, be burned, and she pleaded for mercy, basically not to be killed. And King Henry did not want to Gacy denied her mercy, but to show that, I guess you could say in his own weird way, he showed that he still had some love and respect for her, that he muted her sentence from being burned at the stake to be beheading, so her suffering wouldn't be as long, and she'd be actually dead within the second, in which she was, after, like, her head was chopped clean off right after. The interesting one about her was that she was she actually had to practice. The months or days, hours before her her execution by being beheaded by an axe. She had asked her guards to bring in the executioner block, which is the blocks they put their head in for you. They used to put the head in for the person when they were going to get their head chopped off, so she could practice the best way to her stance when she's going to get her head chopped off, which I thought was so kind of funny, but it's not really that funny. Anne Boleyn kind of went with more dignity than Catherine did. Catherine was a little bit more scared, but she didn't put up a fight. They both gave speeches, which is interesting. Of the two people, I love it. And then there's the fourth. The third wife died, Jane Seymour. It's supposedly the one he really truly loved, because back then sons were the ones that gave you, that would make sure your line kept it going on, and the only 2 heirs that he really had were 2 daughters. He had an illegitimate son, but that wouldn't count. and he needed two legitimate children. We need one son to be legitimate. He had two sons basically. He wanted another son because in case back then anything could happen, war, sickness. Him himself was the second or third of a son or something like that, third son, and his brother was supposed to be the first to be the king of England, but his brother died, who surprisingly was married to his first wife. Though surprise, it's a weird, fucked up life of King Henry VIII and his six wives. Anyways, then number 4 was Anne of Cleves. Anne of Cleves. Um, Anna of Cleves. Sorry, Anna of Cleves. Number 5 was Catherine Howard. Number 6 was the only one that was known to survive. Technically survive him. I mean, I would claim that Anna and Catherine of Aragon survived as well. They just got divorced. But they both were interesting. They were both very interesting in my opinion. But and then there's Catherine Parr, who is the one that survived, and she's the sixth and final wife. She's the one that basically saw him in this. There's a song in the musical called Ex Wives. It's the first song, and it actually goes through each of them, introducing each of the six wives, and tells a little bit about themselves. And basically, the other way I could describe the song, the way you could describe the song, or give another title, is called "Divorced, Beheaded, Died, Divorced, Beheaded, Survived." Jane Seymour, the one he supposedly gave him the son he truly always wanted, died like right 2 weeks after she gave birth due to complications. So that's why it's called Divorced, Beheaded, Died, Divorced, Beheaded, Survived. Which actually pretty rhymes. It actually rhymes. The title rhymes, which is pretty interesting. Then there is No Way. I'm going through the song list now that I personally recommend to listen to. There's no obviously Ex Wives is the first song you gotta listen to. It's a really good song. Number 2 is you gotta listen to No Way, which is the song. It's the main song. I think the way to describe it is each person has their own. Each wife has their own song. So No Way is Catherine's song. Let me go get my phone real quick because I need to check something real quick on the phone app. On the YouTube. Okay. So No Way is the second song. Definitely give that a listen to. And it's about Catherine. It's basically Catherine of Aragon saying, "Yeah, you can't divorce me. I'm literally the queen, the real true queen, and yeah, I'm the one backed by the church because I'm a Catholic, like a strict fucking Catholic." Then there's Anne Boleyn that comes in and with her song "Don't Lose Your Head" because that's exactly what she did. She got her head. She got beheaded. So but in a way, it's more like don't I guess you could say don't get uptight and pissed. But the part I like in the Ex Wives when Anne Boleyn comes up is when after Catherine Aragon says her introduction, and he says, I'm that Boleyn girl. Yeah, I'm up next. See, I'm the one who broke England from the church. Yeah, I'm that sexy." But the girl who does the voicing for that, dude, she is fucking hot. Okay, we're gonna go by hotness level. Not one. Anne Boleyn girl, Catherine Howard, and the fifth or the sixth and final wife is pretty hot. Those are the three that are hottest in this entire series. Honestly, if you don't believe me, go watch it live. They did a live version of Ex Wives. It is highly recommended to do so. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I'm so sorry. Well, yeah, that's why it's almost 7 o'clock, and I only got like what 7 hours of sleep last night. No, not 7 hours, like 5 or 4. My dumb ass. Um, Number three of a song to listen to, obviously, number four of the song to listen to is Heart of Stone, which is all about Jane Seymour, obviously. Um, Jane's Jane Seymour's song was really resonating with me. It's a very powerful love song. Um, I'm not sure really who's it for. It could be for her just born son and Henry, or it could just be for her just born son. But I believe it's for both. Don't quote me on that. I have no way of knowing, but I believe it's for both. Then there's House of Holben, which is I guess the song. So back then there was something called the best version way of speed dating and slash Tinder was for kings and queens and royalty becoming would be there would be a picture brought to you, and if you liked it, you got a meeting with that person, with that royal member of that royal family that you picked out, and then if you liked them from that meeting, you get married to them. So it's basically the 15th century or 16th century, all the way up to like what this was used from like I think it was used for a very long time, but it's like the early equivalent of the Tinder or Match. Swipe left or swipe right. The only problem was when he met Anna Cleves, the girl, the woman that he picked for his portrait. She didn't look like a portrait, and apparently she said he was lied to and that she was ugly. Actually, in the opening song where it meant, they both say that, and she says, "You know what's funny? They always say that, but they never say how small or tiny Henry's prick was or dick, basically." But before she can say the full line, Catherine Howard just bites right in. I'm like, oh, I love Catherine Howard, really, I do. The woman who plays her, oh my god, she is so beautiful. It's not even funny. Her vocal range is fuck. It's just so. Her vocal range is incredible. Definitely go give that one a shot. Then there's Get Down, which is a very, I guess you could say EDM slash rap version or electronic song, and that's also Anna of Cleves. Well, it is Anna of Cleves, sorry. And then there's my favorite song I think in this entire series is All You Want to Do, and it's Catherine Howard's song. Now I'm gonna tell you this: Catherine Howard, of all these ladies, had the worst life imaginable. For one reason is she actually had sex supposedly pretty young. In the song, it's kind of stated nonchalantly or kind of secretively, but you could put it together if you can guess the way the song works. But it was her first. She had sex when she was 13 with her 23-year-old music teacher, Henry Maddox. And the way you can figure that out, in the song, she says we would spend hours, playing the lute, strumming the chords, and splitting the food. He would teach me something like he says, go down the string, all the strings. You go to A to minor, C to D. And if you don't know that, yes, those are also strings and chords. But what I'm guessing what it is the C word. The C word is, and then the dick. Then this is like weird because it's not only that. And then there's another girl. Then there's another guy, Francis Theorem, who is basically in reality is the secretary to her aunt. And who he also everyone is the way she says that she has a connection. They have a connection, and then something happens wrong. The way the song goes is all you want to do is touch me or please me, birds and the bees me, which means fuck me, obviously. I just love this song, really. It's a really good song. Then it goes on to like after the second Francis Durham, she's like, yeah, I've given up men for a while, boys for a while, and then he never gets to a man, and then she meets King Henry. Things they get met there. She gives he gives her a position in the court or in the palace, Then he also brings her family up into the high class society. But all this comes at a price that she ends up getting married to him. And she even says it in this one part that I really enjoyed. It was like, life with Henry isn't easy. He has a short temp. His temper is short, and his mates are sleazy. If you don't know what mates is, it's basically means friend in British English. But it's basically says, yeah, his mates are he has a short temper, and his mates are very fucking perverted. And then, yeah, he does like, the royal life is not the one I would have chose. It doesn't suit me well. But then there's this royal courtier, which I do not know, which I'm guessing is like a scribe. I'm guessing. Don't quote me on it. I think it's a scribe, or like a secretary kind of. And he just like kind of they develop a relationship and a friendship, and then later a a sexual relationship. By the way, this girl is like getting around town with all these people. This girl is fucking hot. And even admits it in the beginning of the song. Let's all agree that I'm the 10 amongst these. I'm the 10 amongst all these threes. And I'm not gonna lie, she is the 10. But Anne Boleyn's the 9, and Catherine Parr's like the 7, is the 8. But she's the 10. For God's sake, she is the 10. All I'm gonna say, if I lived in that time period, I would tell you this, Catherine Howard, you would have a different situation with me, because I'm not gonna be like those dudes. Some are not gonna have you beheaded for your promiscuity and fucking bed, for God's sakes. But times were different back then. Actually, the entire idea that was really stupid was that her uncle's arch rival basically ratted on her, and that's what caused her to die. Basically, and then his Henry's friends or that worked with him, I guess, or his colleagues or whatever you want to call them, people that he was advisors, basically saying, when we make a new law saying that a person has to give when they get married to the royalty, that wife has to give up their sexual history before or after the marriage, or after the marriage in 20 days. Within 20 days after the marriage. If not, it's considered a crime, and they can be executed for it. And it's considered treason. It's been way past 20 days, so basically she's fucked. Anyways. And the final song on here that I should give you a listen to is I Don't Need Your Love, which is about, it's just from the girl. Is from the girl who plays Catherine Parr, and it's basically about how she doesn't need the love that Henry is giving her. She doesn't even want it. The only reason why she's basically married to Henry is because one is she's a devout Protestant at this point, but she grew up hating, or she got married twice, and each time Christianity just fucking bitch slapped her. And yeah, otherwise it was a very definitely give this musical a chance. It's only 9 songs. Can you believe? It's surprisingly. So I'm gonna let the link in the comments in the description below to the playlist. Definitely go out. Also go check out the animated versions they have for the songs, because those are pretty good too. I will see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll probably see you tomorrow if I can get the Xbox One for my brother for a little bit. I'll be back with a walkthrough for Assassin's Creed Revelation Part 2. See you later, guys. JR Reviews is out. Peace.